Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of the Powered by Iron Health podcast. Before I dive into the specific topic of this podcast, we're going to talk a little bit about what the purpose of this podcast is and what Powered by Iron Health means. So, firstly, thank you for watching, sharing, liking, and following. That really helps us get the message out. Our message at Iron Health is really to create a community that raises the standard of health and wellness. We're trying to really shift the way the PT world is out there. So, any sort of input is really valuable. Getting our message out is really important. We can help shift the entire industry. So thank you for that. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how the setting you're in can really dictate your healing. And what do I mean by that? Where are you getting your care? Whether it's medical care, whether it's PT, whether it's massage, that setting is going to dictate how your outcomes are. We're going to dive into the specifics of that. So, before we jump into what I think really makes a difference in healing and progress, we'll talk a little bit about my story of how I went into surgery, right? And this can relate to anyone who's had surgery before. So if you haven't had surgery, if you have, imagine waking up and the first thing you see is fluorescent bright lights in your face. You feel like you're in an alien movie. I know I did. Like I felt like I was being probed, and then I woke up and I see these bright lights, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Do you think that that type of setting is going to really facilitate your healing? It's not. And that is the medical field, right? If you're in a hospital, traditionally the way they do things make you feel like a lab rat. And it's sad to say, but when you have any sort of surgery, whether it's orthopedic or anything, it has to be a very sterile environment, and they have to bring you in a system to make sure everything is clean, crisp, and ready to go. But that doesn't allow you to fully enhance and get healed. But it is the medical system. Now, I remember one thing particularly, my wife and I, so we're expecting a baby, and we went to two different doctors to take ultrasounds on the baby. The first one we went to, which is great, which is her midwife group, very open, very conversational. They invited us in, they would talk to us and get to know us. But the facility wasn't really anything special. We were in a traditional medical facility, so there's rugs on the ground, there's old computers, there's old flyers up on the walls and stuff like that. And these are the type of things that I notice when I go into a business or a place, right? So I was like, oh, that's interesting to see that. And then we went to another one to get like a specific ultrasound, and everything they did was like very specific to the client, and it makes you feel a certain way. So the lights in the room weren't fluorescent; it was dimmed to the right amount. When you sat on the couch, they asked you if you need anything, if you want anything. They greeted you like you were part of their family, and the environment was warm. It took the pressure off it, and it felt less medical. It actually felt like you were being treated like a person rather than a number. So that's just one story I have, and this was a recent one that sparked my memory. I remember that ultrasound when we had that nice little room, the comfy couch. They had a nice chair for me to sit and watch. TVs on the screen so we could watch the sonogram. I'm like, damn, this is nice. I'm excited for this. It got me excited versus having the fluorescent light, the rug, the area where I didn't want to spend time in, right? And those little things go a long way. So I say that to show you that the setting really is a big part for overall healing or healthcare. I also remember when I went to surgery. This story I think I've told before, but I'll tell it again. When I first got into PT, the reason I wanted to become a PT was because I tore my ACL, which is a knee ligament, in high school. And I remember going to my surgeon, and they're like, "Yeah, we got to cut you open." Very non-formal. It wasn't a very inviting conversation. And I remember going to the hospital, just being put on a stainless steel bed, and they give you your injection. And the next thing you know, you're waking up with lights in your face. And I remember having intense pain in this whole scenario. Throughout that process, there was no one there who really was helping me through the healing process or teaching me what's going on or telling me this is what to expect and this is how it's going to work, what this is going to look like. So I didn't know what was happening. Imagine a young kid, I was 17, 18 years old, just full of fear and afraid of where that's going to go. And I remember going to my PT, And the first day, they take me out of this brace. I'm walking on crutches, and they really sat with me. They educated me on what the process looks like, what rehab looks like. And then they went ahead and bent my knee. And I was open for them to bend it because I was open to them because they had inviting arms into their facility. Now, every time I went back to the surgeon, I remember being like, damn, I don't want to see this guy. He doesn't even care about me. He just cares about my scar. And maybe that's just the feeling I had, because I'm not saying all surgeons are like that. But I went to my PT and they really were able to say, we're going to progress you to this point, and we're going to be there the whole time. So we're not just going to leave you. We're going to have this team environment, this atmosphere for your healing. And that's what facilitated my thought to really become a PT. And reflecting on that story, I see a big part of it was because of the environment. And also because of that environment, I might not have never got back to running or playing football. The fact that the therapist sat with me and educated me on the process really put me at ease. And that allowed me to heal quicker. It's the truth of it. Because imagine going to a PT or someone who's in the healing practice, and you feel uncomfortable around them or comfortable in their facility. You're going to guard, even subconsciously. So it's important to be in an area that you feel comfortable with, you feel at home. It should be like another home, especially if you're there for healing. So why do settings matter in any healthcare or even wellness facility, whether it's training or PT, massage, etc.? So the first thing that I want to touch base on with settings is the one-on-one care approach compared to the one-on-many. One-on-many can get you somewhere, but the one-on-one's always going to prevail. And specific to my company, Iron Health, we do a one-on-one approach because we know that every single person's different. I have clients who have knee replacements. Literally, they'll have one knee on the left, and then they'll have one knee on the right that are completely different rehabs based on the way they present. Now, if I wasn't there watching them along the process or being able to modify their programs, giving them that customized approach, and I just put them on a factory line, I wouldn't be able to get them better. So, oh man, I'm doing what I did last time, or I'm giving them what I did to them last time, and the outcomes aren't better. And the reason is because there's no focus. That's why the one-on-one approach is essential. Just like a massage or a trainer, you're going to get more out of a one-on-one because it's customized and tailored to you. There are good trainers out there. There are good PTs who can be in a bigger setting, but the little things is what matters. It can facilitate your healing from 2 years to even 1.5 years. You're cutting 5 months off the healing. Now, I'm saying that arbitrary, but it's just an example. Because of that customized approach, maybe you're progressing faster. Maybe you're getting stronger a lot quicker. Or maybe you need more hands-on. It really depends on the person. It depends on the injury. But the ability for someone to look at you and be with you every time for your treatment one-on-one is going to accelerate your healing tenfold. One-on-one care model, too, you're getting personal touches. So again, this goes back to the example I said. Imagine you're in a facility with someone you're uncomfortable with and you're guarding. Even subconsciously, if you're guarding, you're not going to allow and be open to healing. So in a one-on-one facility, you actually get to know and meet your practitioner and get to know them as people, and you get to know each other. I have clients that I love dearly because I know everything about them and I know their family and I want to be a part of it. And I am a part of their journey. And in that one-on-one approach, we're able to deliver that. That's a big difference. Having someone who's comfortable, they're going to have more buy-in. They're going to follow the therapeutic exercise better. And then the outcomes will just be better. It's just a part of it. Versus if I have someone over there on a table and I'm saying, do this, and this, am I really delivering what they need? I would say no. Setting affects your subconscious mind. It's always interesting. We don't, the subconscious is really the thing that's lurking underneath the conscious. That's always there. Everything we do is affected by it. Every interaction you have with it, there's a subconscious of it's being affected. There's something always underlying what's really there. And I'll give you an example. This happened to me recently. I went to a UFC fight. My wife, we were watching this fight, and I just felt uncomfortable being a fan in the stands. And I was like, why am I feeling this way? What's happening? And then I put two and two together, and I'm like, okay, I see. There is two dudes fighting in a cage, and there's dudes all around me who are drinking alcohol, it only facilitated more of that energy, of that fight energy or the aggressive energy. And you felt it. You could feel that. Now, I have my wife who's pregnant, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. This is an uncomfortable environment. Now, if you're not aware of that, it's still happening. So imagine going to a practitioner or someone you are giving money to help you get fit, and you really don't have that bond with them, or you're uncomfortable. You're always going to be on edge. Cortisol is going to be up. You're going to always be on edge. So the setting is crucial. And different settings work for different people. I think that's something to put out there as well. There's, when you get a motorcycle, let's say there's an ass for every seat, and it's true with any other thing too. You have to find the specific person that you trust, that you like, and that you know, because that is what's going to take you over the edge. And you want to go test these facilities out. Don't just go blindly into a facility and say, yep, this works. It's in my price range. I'm going to go there. Go and test the facility out. Know what's going to work for you and feel what's going to work for you. And you can't do that till you actually get a taste for it. And that's a crucial thing, because your subconscious is helping you heal faster or slower, whether you know it or not. Healthcare is an ever-changing business right now. And I say a business because that's exactly what it's turning into. I'm in this field almost 10 years, and I see every big group buying up each other. And at the top of those groups is someone who is calculating numbers and making executive decisions on numbers. So we're in a changing world. And in this changing world, you're going to have a complete split. You're going to have people who are committed to helping their clients and their customers, and people who are in it just for the numbers. So be an informed consumer. Don't just go somewhere because someone tells you. Educate yourself, get the knowledge. You want to learn, and then you want to go and feel it out, and what we call taste. Take a taste for it. So if you got any value from that, give us a like, a follow, comment, and share. Thanks for watching.